welcome to Colts Talk by Chat Sports. Billy BB back with you, and we need to discuss the coordinators for the Indianapolis Colts getting some run around the league. We got interviews, we got meetings, completed interviews, interviews to come, a lot going on with both the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator for the Colts. Maybe they get those jobs, maybe they don't. What do the Colts do if they do? What do they do if they don't? We're going to talk about it on Colts Talk because that's what we do. We talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Great to have you guys. Jumping right into it, Jim Bob Cooter, the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this was about a week ago. He got a request and completed an interview with the Philadelphia Eagles. Not the play caller for the Colts. Shane Steichen calls plays for the Colts. However, Jim Bob Cooter is greatly respected around the NFL. There's a connection here between Steichen, Cooter, and Nick Sirianni, right? They have that Philly Colts connection. They've all worked together in different spaces around the Colts and Eagles. That's the biggest draw right now. That is I don't want to call it a fear, the thought behind Jim Bob Cooter eventually joining the Eagles. I will say at this point in time, the Eagles are kind of, low-key striking out on offensive coordinators. They don't get Brian Daboll. They fire Kevin Patullo, whoever they had at OC there. And they're not really drawing major interest. And it is a very big deal for Nick Sirianni to find an OC he trusts. When they've been successful, they've had a good offensive coordinator, cough, cough, Shane Steichen back in Philly not too long ago. Jim Bob Cooter at one point, a consultant for Sirianni in 2021. He's called plays in Detroit. Now, while he hasn't called plays lately, he's definitely an offensive mind and a respected offensive mind in the NFL. So, again, the big one here, Cooter, Sirianni, Steichen, all connected. You think maybe Cooter doesn't leave Steichen because of the connection there, or he does join Sirianni because of the connection there. Obviously, why would an OC leave for an OC job? Play calling, right? Doesn't call plays for the Colts. Would call plays, I believe, for the Eagles. So the vibe right now on Jim Bob Cooter is, and I would say again, the Eagles fans are in fear that this is happening. They thought they were going to get a big fish, and they're going to end up with Jim Bob Cooter. I don't think this is a major loss. Again, this isn't your play caller. This isn't the guy who's hands on your offense all the time. Good consultant, good OC. I'm sure very valuable to Shane Steichen and the offense. However, I don't think if you lose Jim Bob Cooter, you have a real problem in that offense coming up in 2026. Vibe changes if Cooter leaves. Who could take over as the offensive coordinator? Familiar with this guy? I think Reggie Wayne could get a shot here. I think there's a real opportunity. I will note when they hired Jeff Saturday to fill that slot, Wayne was considered for the Colts. The idea right now he's a wide receivers coach in his fourth year. The also rumors swirling that now he's dedicated. I think at first he was kind of feeling out the coaching process. Now he's all in. He's done multiple interviews saying he's all in with the team, coaching, all that. So I think, especially in a non-play caller role this late in the hiring process, right? That's kind of an awkward job to try and find somebody for. Promoting from within seems like a good option, and promoting one of the better players in your franchise's history that's working for you already seems like a good idea to go with it. I want to ask you guys right now, join the show by commenting below. Would you hire Reggie Wayne as the Colts offensive coordinator if Jim Bob Cooter is out? It's not a play calling gig. Is it Reggie Wayne that steps in? My vibe, my thought, my feeling, this is going to happen eventually. Cooter, no Cooter, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I think this is just the next level for Reggie Wayne. And I was talking to Tom Downey about it, and he thought I should probably do a run game, coordinator, pass game coordinator, something first. If you're not calling plays, I think it's a perfect step up, right? There's not too much pressure. Get comfortable there. Get up in the booth. You're hearing Steichen. You're helping Steichen. Still on the sidelines, maybe. I think eventually Reggie Wayne could up his role with the Colts. OC, possible. Pass game coordinator, run game coordinator. Keep your eyes on that one. More to discuss in just a second as far as the coordinators go. We talked offense. We will talk defense as Lou Anarumo is up for some gigs around the NFL. We need to talk about that and what we could see coming up with that one. But first, if you have enjoyed one of our videos or 10 of our videos, it's a better way to get more out of Colts Talk. like the video. That shows the bosses upstairs. Colts fans are in, they're watching, they're interested, and they want more. Hit that thumbs up button if you want more Colts content. Back to Anarumo. I'm a big fan. I love that they got him. I thought it was a mistake for Cincinnati to part ways. I thought it was great the Colts got him almost immediately. I think he's been a solid fit so far. He has been discussed, today he will interview for the Buffalo Bills job. Head coach. I'm talking about head coach. This isn't a lateral move. He would be the coach of the Buffalo Bills. He also has interviewed with multiple other teams. Mike Garafolo noting he was talking with the Giants before Harbaugh. He was talking with the Titans before Robert Saleh. Lou Anarumo is getting real interest from multiple NFL teams for a head coaching position. Again, maybe the Colts defense isn't the highlight of the team. Maybe they're not the best part of the team overall. I like what he's done for them. I think he's a good leader. I think he's consistent. I think he will really help the Colts into the Steichen era, hopefully, and keep going. And but Anarumo, I definitely think this would be a much bigger loss for your team. And I think it's also more realistic that he will leave or really try for some type of head coaching gig. Or even, I will say, I think there's a possibility he leaves for a more stable defensive coordinator job, right? Because you got Ballard on the hot seat, you got Steichen on the hot seat, and you've got new ownership. If you're Lou Anarumo, plenty of NFL experience, you don't want to be somewhere where you feel like your job's on the line every single year because so is the GMs, so is the head coaches. I mean, so is the quarterback, I name a person around this organization right now. It's a big year for the Colts, and if Anarumo sees a better opportunity, whether it be head coach or defensive coordinator, definitely have to keep an eye on this. And this is a big loss, not just because of what he brings to the team leadership-wise or schematically on defense. It's late in the hiring process. If you lose Lou Anarumo, I don't love your odds of finding this electric replacement for him outside of like a defensive assistant that was not getting a job anyway, right? Because they didn't get a job. So now you're taking a look at him just because Lou Anarumo left. The hiring process is at a very tough stage, so it would be difficult for the Colts to snag that great replacement. Let's finish out strong here. We did this earlier about the liking the video. I want to see who out there is a real Colts fan. If you're not a real Colts fan, feel free to move on right now. I need the real ones. I need those that bleed blue who've been watching for years. Hit that thumbs up button right now so we can see how many true Colts fans are watching today.